Good day, my name is Zanele Radebe. I am from the Visual Art and Design Department. So my research title is Examining Black Women's Diverse Hairstyle Through Art. Before I can start with the presentation, I would love to give the layout of the whole presentation. So I will start with Beyonce's music video formation to explain what diverse hairstyle is. Then I will explain the keywords, do the introduction, state the problem statement, research question and aim, rationale, theoretical framework, literature review, methods, and references. Black women's diverse hairstyles in Beyonce's music formation. Beyonce is an American black feminist who uses her art to converse issues of race, gender, sex, and sexual oppression. So in this video is loaded with meaning. It's highly political, but for the sake of this study, I chose to focus on the representation of black women's hairstyle representation. So here in Beyonce's music video formation, diverse hairstyles are seen because Beyonce represents herself and the women in the music video through natural hairstyles and also altered hairstyles. So natural hairstyles are seen where the little girl, Beyonce's child, who is Blue Ivy, embracing the afro, that black women, that is always seen as something that is not suitable for black women. So also natural hairstyles are also seen in here where Beyonce's and the ladies are sitting there using their Victorian natural hairstyles. And then altered hairstyles in the music video are seen here where Beyonce is having the blonde long braids, and also here where she's also representing herself in a blonde lace wigs, and also the women here with a blue weave. So this music video covers both the diverse hairstyles. Introduction. So this study examined ways in which black female artists represent black women's diverse hairstyle through art. The study specifically focuses on Lebohang Motaung and Lana Simpson's artworks. I chose to focus on these two women because they create self-defined artworks that portrays black women as empowered people who are in control of their own life, their own images, and most importantly, their hair stories. Problem statement. There is a paucity in literature on black women's hairstyles and how they represent themselves based on their hair. Bangela argues that black hair has been treated with disdain for years because black people have been made to be a problem, fighting to get out of enslavement and oppression, and fighting to get into mainstream society and fighting for equal rights. Black women who wear altered hairstyle are often assumed to have self-hatred, loss of identity, and conforming to white beauty standards. Simidela also share the same sentiment and suggests that there is a tendency in scholarly and popular in Africa and beyond to see black women with long hair, with less skin, to have self-hatred, to also have low self-esteem, and also desiring to be white. The research question that guides this study are: what is the content of black women's diverse hairstyles? How can black women's diverse hairstyles be represented through art? The aims of the study are to examine black women's diverse hairstyles through art, to find how artists represent these hairstyles in their artworks. The researcher was prompted to undertake this study after noticing that people have biases towards which hairstyle is suitable for which women of different races. Although there are numerous studies that have been conducted on hair and art, the significance of this study lies in its context, which is a University of Technology and selected female artist participant. Through the artworks that these women have produced, the researcher will be able to engage in critical analysis and debate, as well as in the formulation of the theoretical and philosophical frameworks regarding black women's diverse hairstyles. So the units of analysis in this study are hairstyles. So hairstyles are elaborate works of art showcasing braids, plaits, patterns that are shaved into the scalp, and also materials that are woven into the hair. Diverse hairstyle in this study refers to a combination of both natural hairstyles and altered hairstyles. So art is a human shorthand of knowledge that is too complex for science to express. It is knowledge that is expressed through thoughts, facts, memories, emotions, events, and also experiences. Black women are women of African descent, and self-definition is the power to name one's reality. The theoretical framework that is chosen for this study is Black feminism. Black feminism is a feminist movement that took form in 1960 and led by activists such as Angela Davis, women such as Bell Hooks, Patricia Hill Collins, and Kimberly Crenshaw. Black feminism is a critical social theory that argues that black women self-define and designed to oppose systems of racial, gendered, sexual, and class oppression. And they resist the negative images of black womanhood existing in patriarchy and discriminatory social practices. Black feminism is a movement that came from white feminism, because white feminism concentrated solely on the issues of gender equality with white men. It did not consider racism and classism as oppressive structures that also affect non-black women. Thus, non-black feminist perspective therefore could not adequately address black women's oppression, including self-definition. So this is the literature review that I've looked at that deals with hair. So Liette Mevo, with the title called The Use of Hair as a Manifestation of Cultural Gender Identity in the Work of Tracy Rose. In this study, Liette focused on a dominant artist in South Africa. She focuses on a colored identity. So what she says is that in the dissertation, a colored identity is somebody who's more black and less white. And then they also contextualize hair and say that colored women also face oppression just like black women, because colored women with sleek hair, they are referred as to white, but colored women with afros, with kinks, they are defined as black. And also, Tracy Rose in this article says that in high school, women, like even though they were all colored girls, but they were not treated the same because of their own hair. So what Tracy Rose does in the study, so Liette analyzed the artwork by Tracy Rose, whereby she did an installation where she got into the glass cabinet, and then what she did, she sat down so that people can look at her, and she took a machine and cut off her hair, and saying that I am getting rid of this hair that makes me to be an object, to be somebody that black men or white patriarchy say you are this because of the hair. Say I'm self-defining by shaving off my hair. So another study that I've looked at is the Order of Appearances, Urban Renewal in Johannesburg. So Mpoma Tsipa here in the study, she links hair with landscape. She looks at Johannesburg, the brewery that is most popular in the Johannesburg CBD. What she says is that brewery, she gives a historical background of her hair and say that since from a young age she's been going to brewery to do her hair, to do hairstyles from natural hairstyles to diverse hairstyles, and she says brewery is a place where black women can sit there and say and create their own image and their own identities using hair. She also says that brewery is a place for economic purposes for black women. So another study that I've looked at is hair representation amongst black South African women, exploring identity and notion of beauty. So in this study, Jean Lee Marco, what she did, she took, she conducted a study in Cape Town, whereby she looked at colored women and black women. She also uses the theme of diverse hairstyles, but the diverse hairstyles in this study is simply like natural hairstyles and altered hairstyles. So natural hairstyles, it's dreadlocks, afros and stuff, and then altered hairstyles, it's relaxed hair. She focusedly made on relaxed hair and also weaves. So she wanted to find out why women choose to represent themselves in a certain way. And she also conducted studies. So in the findings of the research, she found that most women who wear natural hairstyle, they did not wear natural hairstyle because they want to be political. They wore the hairstyle because it's the hairstyle that they prefer. And also women, and most women in the study also say that they don't care if their hair is represented in natural hairstyles or diverse hairstyles. It's up to them how they want to represent themselves. So another study that I've looked at is between hair and the Johannesburg Art Gallery, a hair museum meditating the disjoint context by inspiring public ownership through the celebration of African art form. So in this study, Plaskosinka combined hair and architecture. Plasinko looked at the gallery, the Jack Gallery, which is Johannesburg Art Gallery, and says that if they put more artworks on hair, that will also bring economy in South Africa. It will bring tourists, so that tourists can see how black women or how even men style their hair in Africa. So that was basically it. So also the books that I've looked at is Good Hair and Bad Hair Photographs. So in this book, Gaskins, what he does here, he takes 1,000 photographies of black men, women, and also children, and says, okay, good hair is defined as hair that is sleek, hair that is more European beauty standards, and bad hair, Afrocentric beauty standards. So he's saying that I'm combining this natural, this both diverse hairstyles, and saying women and men can represent themselves however they want to be. So Robbie Senga and Nangi, Hair in African Culture. So this is a book that was published after an art exhibition that took place in Africa. So in this book, what they do, they focuses only on sculptures that talks about hair, that expresses the hair. And so also the book that I've also looked at is Black Hair, Art, Style, and Culture. So this Black Hair, Art, and Culture book is significant for my study because it focuses on black women. So it converses issues of hair and the struggles that women face, and it uses artifacts such as poems, such as sculptures, drawing, and also studies to converse issues of women with hair. And also there's a documentary by Chris Rock, The Good Hair. So The Good Hair gives a historical background of how black hair have been emerging since from ancient time to the contemporary time. So also an exhibition that I've looked at is Doing Hair, which is a big exhibition that took place in South Africa in a Wits Art Museum. So in Wits Art Museum, the Doing Hair exhibition also looked at the historical background of black hair. It also featured women who sit in Brist Street, who advertise those women with different hairstyles. It features everything that has to do with black hair, from combs, from artificial hair to natural hair to photography, included every art aspect that you can think of. Research design and methodology. A qualitative practice-led research methodology is employed in the study because it is naturalistic, constructivist, and interpretative. The qualitative paradigm is significant for the study because the researcher is interested in understanding the intersubjective meanings of hair participants about their works. Thus, the research will be carried out from an informed perspective of a reflective practitioner and participant observer. Research design. This study employs a case study. Yin suggests that a case study research refers to an empirical inquiry about a contemporary phenomenon. This study will be conducted in one university of technology in South Africa using processes of arts-based research within a qualitative tradition. The target population of this study consisted of 20 black women who have conducted research on black women's diverse hairstyles. But within this population, a sample of 2 black women will be selected. Within the qualitative tradition, a small sample is acceptable because it is context-bound, and the results of the study will not be generalized. The researcher chose a purposive sampling technique for the study. The study will focus on Lebohang Motaung as an informant. For this study, because her artwork focuses on both natural and altered hairstyles in the context of South Africa. Lana Simpson's artworks on hairstyle were found suitable for the study because they will be analyzed to inform the findings of the study. So this is Lebohang Motaung's artwork that embraced the Afrocentric beauty standard through lino cuts and also through etching. So these are the artworks that because Lebohang Motaung is also a hairdresser, so she takes pictures of her customers and create artworks out of them. Lana Simpson. Lana Simpson is an American artist who also uses the subject of hair to converse issues of race, gender, and identity, and also uses the concept of diverse hairstyles through artworks such as wigs, whereby she puts different kind of wigs and say women can represent themselves through different hairstyles and through diverse hairstyles. And also in the artworks called Counting, where she shows that doing hair is a sort of labor. Women put more effort, and it's a labor to do hairstyles of black women. Data collection. The primary data collection method for this study is semi-structured, in-depth individual interviews. The secondary data collection will be collected by means of textual and visual materials. This includes the artworks of both the artists and also their magazines, also the artist archives, newspaper clippings, photograph, academic journals, internet, and other materials. Data analysis. Interview data will be analyzed using Neuvenhuis steps of interpreting raw data. Firstly, the data will be prepared. Then the data will be transcribed and coded to establish categories and also interpret imaging patterns and applying the theory to explain black women's diverse hairstyles. To analyze Motaung and Simpson's work, Munro's 4 steps of critical analysis, which include describing the artifact, placing the artifact into a particular category, the interpretation of the artifact and the evaluation of its quality, and lastly, applying the theory to explain the artwork. After critical analysis of these artworks, the study will employ a comparative artwork analysis of Motaung and Simpson's work to identify similarities and differences in their artworks. Strategies employed to ensure quality data. Mettler indicates that to establish trustworthiness of the findings of the study, the researcher will ensure that data collected on black women's hairstyles is accurate and authentic. Credibility of the qualitative study also depends on the extent which the imaging themes relate to the data. To ensure transferability, detailed description and sufficient information on the study will be provided to the reader to establish whether the data and the results from this study will be applied to similar context. Thirdly, dependability refers to the logical process in which the research will be conducted and how well it has been logically documented and structured. Ethical consideration. The researcher would adhere to ethical standards of Vaal University of Technology. For qualitative researchers, ethical practice is usually defined as a moral stance that involves respect and protection for people actively consenting to be part of the study. This ranges from issues of confidentiality of the data to issues of anonymity and permission to access individuals or subjects of the proposed research. The researcher will subsequently schedule a meeting where the participant will be informed about the intent research and inform them on its significance. The selected participant will be informed fully about the purpose, method, and intended possible uses of research. What their participant is in the research, what it entails, the risk if they are involved. The confidentiality of information supplied by research subjects and the anonymity of respondents will be respected. Research participants will not be coerced but will participate voluntarily. The independence and the impartiality of the researcher will be made clear, and any conflicts of interest and partiality will be made explicit. These are the references that I've used for the research, and thank you.